In a city called Harmony, there are two men and a girl who are trapped there because around them there are threatening zombies. They have to survive the zombie attacks and hunger. But how long will they survive there? A bus carrying many passengers and two soldiers in it. They all look scared. The information circulating that they will be evacuated from the city of Harmony because there's a zombie attack that spreads in several cities. Even their country. One bus in front of them. But the bus did not stop suddenly until one of the soldiers got off to check what was happening there. A few minutes waited, but the soldier did not return. In the end, the other soldier decided to see the conditions around. One of the men named Jack said that maybe that was not a good idea, considering the first soldier did not return. Before he had time to close the door, the soldier was immediately attacked by zombies. There were even zombies trying to get into the bus, but Jack and his friend named Patrick helped so that the zombies did not get into the bus. Unfortunately, the zombie attacks continued to appear. The soldier, who had even become a zombie due to being bitten. Passengers got out of the bus, scattering to save themselves, including the woman who was carrying her baby named Emma. Emma hid in the car, but she also got attacked by zombies. Then from a distance, Jack shot the zombie and saved Emma and her baby. Jack saw blood marks on the baby's neck, but it turned out that it was not her blood, but Emma's. In other words, Emma was bitten by a zombie and infected. Patrick was also shocked. They already knew what would happen. 9 years had passed since the incident. The city of Harmony was filled with thick snow. Many of its residents left the city, while Patrick was hunting for food. He returned to the housing complex, and it turned out that he was not alone. There was Jack and a girl named Lou. Even so, they did not live in the same house. Patrick survived every day by eating meat from his hunt, while Jack survived with canned food that mostly contained beans. Lou is Emma's baby. He is now grown up. Only in that environment are they the only ones who survive. Although sometimes Patrick still tries to contact survivors who are still alive using the radio. And every time he goes to bed, Patrick always says goodnight to Lou from a distance. Since the incident 9 years ago, Jack and Patrick have not been reprimanded. They became at odds. Their relationship was not close. Even though they were friends, while Lou also felt bored staying in the house. She wanted to go out but was forbidden by Jack. Even to just play with Patrick's dog, Lou was forbidden. One night Jack gave a gift to Lou, who was having a birthday. Then from the direction of Patrick's house, a happy birthday song was heard. Of course it was for Lou. Lou felt very happy that night. There were two father figures for her there. That night Lou woke up from her nightmare. Outside the snow was getting thicker. She saw from the window there was a scary creature. It was a zombie that had destroyed humanity. It turned out they quickly adapted to the environment. That was the first time Lou saw the zombie. She told Jack what she saw last night, but Jack tried to calm her down. Jack seemed annoyed with Patrick. He didn't want Patrick to approach Lou. Even his dog wasn't allowed. Patrick went to the supermarket to look for groceries. There he remembered when Emma was still around. So Patrick and Emma used to have a special relationship. They were a couple, but unfortunately, Emma was also liked by Jack. At that time, Emma was pregnant and Patrick felt that it must be Jack's child. That memory made Patrick a little weak. Then he saw a carcass that seemed fresh. It turned out there was a zombie in the supermarket. Patrick and his dog had to rush out of there. But because he wasn't focused, Patrick hit a tree branch piled up in thick snow until he was thrown from his ski bike. Patrick had to hold back his movements so as not to make a sound because the zombie could only track its prey using hearing. After successfully tricking Patrick rushed back home and warned Jack that the zombie was heading towards them. Patrick was attacked again by a zombie he had to face at this time. Jack saw Patrick was in trouble. But he didn't fire a shot and let Patrick try by himself. Patrick managed to escape from the zombie, but the zombie turned around to attack Patrick's dog. Then Patrick fired a shot until the zombie ran away. Lou was annoyed with Jack. He should have been able to save Patrick's dog. Since that incident, Jack covered the windows of his house with boards for protection. But Lou increasingly disagreed. How long would they continue like this? That night, Lou secretly went out of the house just to give flowers on Patrick's dog's grave. But he didn't realize that danger was lurking for him. The zombie was right behind Lou. Jack saw that and then beat the zombie with his bare hands. But that was not enough. Patrick came and shot the zombie. Jack fainted for a moment. He was surprised to see the zombie was still alive with his hands tied. Patrick did that, so the zombie could not do anything. While Lou survived and was not injured. Since that incident, Lou wanted to thank Patrick, so he invited him to dinner together. Patrick was happy to come there and even shaved his beard and mustache. Patrick came to give Lou a gift. Lou was happy, especially seeing Jack and Patrick talking to each other. The point was that night was an unforgettable night for Lou. When Lou fell asleep, Patrick thanked Jack for taking care of Lou. But it would be better if they moved from this city. Their location was already known by the zombies. Patrick was sure that there were still survivors out there. But Jack didn't want to. For him, this house was the safest place. There was a difference of opinion between them. But still, Patrick thanked him for being invited to dinner. Maybe Patrick's words last night were true. Moreover, Lou never went out of there. So the three of them went to the supermarket to look for the remaining groceries. For the first time, Lou was very happy to see the outside world. In the supermarket, Lou also got the remaining toys. When they went out there was a woman standing alone. Patrick tried to approach her, then she became very hysterical. The woman's name was not mentioned. They took the woman home unconscious and looked in severe shock, and it turned out that the woman was pregnant. When at Patrick's house, Lou saw many photos of his mother there. Did Patrick love his mother too? So what Lou thought was true, Patrick did love Lou's mother, Emma. Jack, Emma, and Patrick were involved in a love triangle. Jack wanted Lou to live with him. With the circumstances that had happened so far, Jack and Patrick's relationship slowly improved. They should not have been hostile to each other. A few moments later, the woman finally came to her senses. She told how she got here. She lost a family member and had lived with several survivors, but unfortunately, the zombie attack left only the woman alive. Lou was happy with the woman's presence. At least, there was a woman who could tie her hair. Then the sound of a zombie was heard until it scared the woman. Patrick tried to calm her down that the zombie was safe because it was tied up. The woman took Patrick's gun and shot the zombie. Patrick was wrong. They shouldn't have let this zombie live because every time they screamed, they were also calling their friends. Now they have to get ready because many zombies will come. Lou was asked to take shelter in the basement, but it turned out that the zombie was already there. Luckily, Lou was still able to survive. Lou used a trick to trick the zombie, while Patrick and Jack were fighting the zombies that managed to enter the house. Lou went back upstairs, and the atmosphere was still chaotic. Zombies kept coming, and there was no way they could survive. Patrick intended to distract the zombies. He also told Lou to be a good girl. Stay with Jack. In the end, Patrick sacrificed himself, while Jack and the others managed to escape using the car. The world is still chaotic, but at least there is still a glimmer of hope for them.